essentially I'm going to talk about 3 results of people that I know, what they got out of it, and what you can learn from it. So the first person is David Fields. David Fields is a friend of mine up in Connecticut, and what he does is he helps consultants to sell bigger deals. So if you're a consultant and you sell an average deal of, let's say, $15,000 to $20,000, he'll teach you how to sell a $75,000 deal, and that's his expertise. And what David Fields realized is that most of his customers were only people that took a lot of his time. Like, he would take an engagement and train them, and it's great, but he wanted to be able to help more people because most people can't afford him. He's extremely expensive. So he decided that he was going to create a course, and he created a course called Client Acquisition Formula. And what it was is all the things that he taught to his clients of how to get new clients and how to sell bigger deals, except it was online education. So essentially he could sell it for less money so more people could get access to it, but he wouldn't have to be as directly involved, so it's kind of more like a product. So what he did is he actually got part of a group, which is called the Solo Consultants Network. He didn't even start it. He just contacted the owner. The owner was kind of tired of running the group, and they just said, hey, David, you can run the group for me. So he's one of the best people I know at running groups. Every time he posts, he gets lots of comments, lots of interaction. So if you want to look at a group that's really great as an example, just write down Solo Consultants Network. And it's run by David Fields, and you can see how he runs it. But what he did is he launched this product that he sold a course, and about 20 of the people that registered from his course all came from his LinkedIn group. And at charging like $1,000 to $2,000 a course, that really adds up to a nice chunk of change. So you can see, although it's a lot of work to maintain a group and keep it running and develop content on it, if you have a goal, a strategy, an approach, and something that you're going to do related to your business, it doesn't have to be a product or education. It could just be a promotion. Like, let's just say you're launching a new service line, or you're running an event, or you're promoting a special aspect of your business that is seasonal. You can promote that aspect of the business and leverage your group on LinkedIn that you've been building relationship and interacting with that, because it's kind of like they're your newsletter, or they're your focus group, and you can release that product to them. Another person is someone that works at a big IT company I used to work with, and Joe, he was very concerned about how do I get big customers, because he has a software product that he sells that helps big customers to manage all of their projects and make sure that they're very likely to succeed. Because as a lot of big companies work, like, they spend all this money on software projects, and most of them don't amount to anything or go anywhere. So this software that he sells helps them to be effective and go somewhere. So it's very difficult to sell big companies software because they already have tons of software, and you're just like another piece of software. So what he did is he used LinkedIn in a different way. He combined LinkedIn posts, so he posts regularly, he writes articles, with emails. So what he would do is he would send out email to an email list. He would get people that he knows on LinkedIn, or he would buy lists of people. And then he would post about it on LinkedIn. He would send an email. So the people in the email would get access to the post. And then when they comment on the post, he would know that they're interested in that subject or topic. And then he could follow up with them and message them directly. So it's almost like, if you think about it, a more advanced version of telemarketing. Like, you might send something in the mail to someone's house. You might wait a couple days and call them. And then if they respond well on the telemarketing, you might have like some level of a follow-up interaction or a second call. And the same thing with LinkedIn. He sent out an email to a group. He saw who responded and interacted with his post, and then he followed up with them. So LinkedIn can be integrated into other techniques or approaches that are more of like a multi-channel, more advanced marketing approach. And that's what Joe did, because it's very difficult for a software company to sell to a big company, so you have to use creative approaches. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have existing marketing approaches that can be integrated into what you do on LinkedIn. And that's one example of it. And the last is my business partner, Steve. So Steve and I run a business incubator in Bethlehem called Hatch House. And the idea is that if entrepreneurs live together, they're more likely to be successful. So we allow them to live together, have office space, and we give them access to a network of mentors. And we've recently gone into the idea of connecting with community colleges and allowing them to license our content or take advantage of our space. And one thing was, well, how do we find community colleges that are interested in entrepreneurship? So one thing we didn't really talk about, but it's really cool, is LinkedIn is like the most powerful people search engine in the world. So even if you don't take anything out of this, you don't like this comment, like, and share, you don't even like using LinkedIn, it's better search engine than Google. Because if you're looking for a person, you're looking for someone that's going to be able to help you accomplish your goal, you can just go on LinkedIn. You could search for the name of the person. You could search for a keyword related to what that person does, or you can just search for a company and then find any role in that company. You could find the CEO, you could find the marketing director, you could find whoever is your buyer. So what Steve did is he said, I want to find who's the most important person in community college entrepreneurship. So he found on LinkedIn there's this organization called NACE, which is the National Association of Community Colleges in Entrepreneurship. And essentially, he was like, well, what do I do now? Like, I found the organization. So on LinkedIn, he searched for the people that were running the organization, and he found the president of the organization. He reached out to her on LinkedIn and said, hey, I run this business incubator. We're looking to get involved in this association. And he was able to leverage that not just to a call, but also to an invite to a conference they're running in Houston. So now he's going to go out there and be able to meet with hundreds of community colleges interested in entrepreneurship just because he decided that LinkedIn is a great way to search for the people that I want to meet. So even if you don't take anything else from this, like LinkedIn is the most powerful search engine, and you can find anyone that you want to know, and it gives you a good chance to be able to connect with them.